In the last handful of years, what have you become better at saying no to? Could be distractions, invitations, anything. Are there any new realizations or approaches that have helped you to say no to more? Maybe that's not even a problem you have, but I figured I would ask.
No, I have a problem saying no. And I've definitely become better at saying no. In some cases, I just don't have the time. But it is a problem. I mean, the problem is I'm a people pleaser. Like, I want to please the people in front of me, whoever they are. Sometimes, even if they are a random stranger emailing me some stuff, I'm a people pleaser. So this is not that new, but it is a big trick that I learned a little while ago, specifically for invitations and stuff like that, which is I used to say yes to an invitation to like give a talk next year. Just go give a talk next year. And I used to say yes because I thought, next year I won't be that busy or whatever. Like, and just if you change your framing, whenever somebody asks you to do something a long time from now, change the framing and say, what if it was tomorrow? Would you want to do this or not? Almost invariably, the answer is no, I definitely don't want to do this tomorrow. And then you should answer based on that.
Yeah.
And I think that has helped me say no to a lot of things where you just say like, okay, because it's not necessarily a trick that people use, although sometimes maybe it is a trick. But, when I just get asked to do certain things months from now, and I never think about, man, I'm actually going to have to do it and it's going to suck. I just never think about that. So I'm just like, months from now, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You really should get a lot better at that and just think about what if it was tomorrow.
What are the areas of your life right now that you'd like to change the most, and why?
I would like to be less. I'd like to be less time bound. I'd like to be less greedy about signing up for things. I don't know how to describe this. You know what it really is? I had a tweet recently where I was going back and forth with somebody, and then came up with this concept of there should be a two-factor authentication on your calendar.
Oh,
right? We have
yes.
two-factor Exactly. So there's two-factor authentication when you're logging into a website so that if your password gets stolen, the thief or hacker doesn't have your phone, so they can't log in because the phone has to generate a unique code. Well, I wish there was a two-factor code against my calendar, because current me, present me, is always making promises for future me. Current me is tired, exhausted, hungry, wants to go home, wants to go to sleep, wants to read a book, wants to hang out with the wife and baby. But future me is this dynamic, high-energy individual who will always show up to every meeting and will have a lot of energy and will want to get a lot of things done. So I commit myself to all these commitments in the future, that when the future me arrives, it's actually this present me.
Yes.
It's back to being lazy and hungry and tired. So I want a two-factor against myself. And the way I would like to do that is, I think every time I make a commitment to anything, I should instead just write it down. Yeah. And then check back in 48 hours later, and then clear mind say, do I commit to doing this? Or even better would be saying, if I commit to doing something, then I commit to doing it right now.
Yeah, I think
if I'm not willing to do it right now, then don't do it. Don't commit to it.
Yeah, that's the Derek Sivers approach, right? Like, if you're not saying hell yes right now, then you should just be saying no, I think.
Yeah, so I think this is something of every busy person. I just want to be much better at managing my own time, because you go through life through an exploration phase, and then you switch to an exploitation phase. And I'm very much in the exploitation phase. I'm not looking for more exploration. But all that said, I have a hard time saying no. If I had one wish, the most important thing to me would be I would constantly be running my mind in debug mode. I would literally be watching every single thought I have and letting no reaction pass without it being stopped, inspected, stripped, searched, examined, understood, and then let go. But the reality is that takes a lot of time, and we're just highly conditioned creatures. So I do view a lot of my goals over the next few years of unconditioning previous learned responses or habituated responses, so that I can make decisions more cleanly in the moment without relying upon memory or prepackaged heuristics and judgments.